November 20th, 2020. Anas Mezenner releases an anti-knife crime video as part of his media course at City and Islington College. He touches on statistics surrounding knife crime in the capital and what the police can do to curb the issue. Little did he know, though, that he himself would sadly fall victim to exactly that. Fast forwarding 2 months, and at around 7:30 PM on the 19th of January 2021, Anas and his 3 friends went to Willow Walk in Haringey, where they stayed for several minutes. They leave and then returned 90 minutes later to have what's been described as a quote scrap with another group. Initial reports had claimed that Anas and his friends were filming some sort of video for their college course and were not there to have a standoff with this other group. We later come to find out that some of Anas's friends had gave this in a statement to police that they were filming a video. But other friends had told police that they were there to have a pre-arranged fight. The prosecution would go ahead in court with this theory, adding that a phone had been stolen from one of Anas's friends, and the people who stole the phone were the same people that Anas's group were about to fight. The group who were thought to have stolen this phone had arrived 5 minutes before Anas's group, and after CCTV footage captured words being exchanged between the groups, Anas and his friends were seen fleeing the scene after zombie knives were pulled. Moments later, Anas reappeared on the CCTV, touching his buttock area because he had just been stabbed. He then took out his phone, made a 999 call before collapsing against some railings. When police arrived at the scene, he was found slumped and was subsequently rushed to hospital, but would unfortunately go on to die the following day at around 4:30 AM. It's believed that Anas had died from a 15cm deep stab wound to his left buttock, but had also suffered from cuts, bruises and 2 fractured teeth. One of his friends who managed to escape had also been stabbed in the back, but ultimately would go on to make a recovery. 4 boys, 3 aged 17 and 1 aged 14, who still can't be named for legal reasons, would go on to be charged in relation with the incident, but all denied the charges brought against them. Before we move forward, I just wanted to note that the 14-year-old boy went on to be found not guilty on all the charges brought against him, so I won't be mentioning anything else to do with him moving forward. Either way, one of the 17-year-olds claimed he saw Anas reach for his waistband, which prompted him to pull for his knife. He was going for the self-defense. But in court, various amounts of evidence weighed against them, especially the 17-year-old who stabbed Anas. For example, he was captured on video play fighting with Rambo knives and posing with them only hours before the stabbing. The prosecution saying that the group lived by the sword and they were willing to use them. Whilst on remand in jail, that same 17-year-old had also been captured on a phone call audio from jail saying, quote, "Just wanted my first little chinging, you get it, my first little juice on my blade. It's just gone in man's arse, the whole 15 went in down his arse." I don't believe the murder weapon was ever found, but various zombie knives had been recovered from a car parked nearby to Willow Walk, which had the fingerprints of 2 of the teens on. The car keys to that car and an additional zombie knife were found at the home of one of the teens. But with the CCTV evidence placing them at the scene, along with clothes found at some of their addresses which matched that of the CCTV, was enough to secure guilty verdicts against all 3 17-year-olds. 2 of the 17-year-olds were found guilty on the lesser charge of manslaughter, and they were handed both 10 and 11 years. The knife man was found guilty of murder and causing grievous bodily harm with intent in relation to Anas's friend, and he was handed a life sentence with the minimum term of 18 years. Now, in what world would someone need these types of knives, let alone a teenager? Let's be real for a moment here. These knives are made for one thing only, and that is to kill. The devastating effects of these zombie knives is clear, hence why, as of this year, it's even illegal to own one of these in your own home. But it goes to show you what teenagers are willing to do over something so minuscule. Now, a family has lost a child, one family nearly lost a child, so he'll be scarred for life. So will his friends who were there and witnessed it. 3 boys are now in prison, one serving a life sentence, losing the best years of his life, and so are the other two as well. All this over seemingly a mobile phone. Is it really worth stabbing someone over a mobile phone, taking someone's life away over material items? No, it's just not worth it. But give the video a like for more crime related content like this, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. It's been me, Huncho, and I'll see you in the next one.